Becky Lynch gets the cutest haircut by Bianca Belair. Did AEW cross the line with the racist promo on Thunder Rosa? NXT said F the tag titles, giving the Dusty Cup to Io and KLR, and Chelsea Green betrays Mickie James. Why? But seriously, why? Welcome everyone to Ring the Bell. This is DS feeling the Wendy Chu energy, and this is Women's Wrestling Weekly. Let's jump right into Go Home Raw for WrestleMania. We first saw 8 women's tag team match: Sasha Banks, Naomi, Liv Morgan, and Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega, Carmella, Shayna Baszler, and Natalya. We'll talk about the 4-way match on SmackDown later in the video, but that match really delivered. This match, however, was kind of a shit show. They are suffering heavily from not having any storyline depth and tag teams being all thrown together. Yes, I know Naomi and Sasha are Team Bad from 2015, but then why did they just ditch Tamina with Akira Tozawa? Where's the sisterhood there, huh? Oh, we're gonna talk about that whole mess too. But this match, yeah, wasn't really the best match. And at the end, we see the WWE classic "Can this team stand each other" storyline where Zelina Vega tries to pin Sasha after Natty and Shayna just hit the huge heart attack, which leads that team to break down, and then Rhea uses this distraction to finish Zelina with the riptide. I mean, if there's anything I liked about this match, it's Liv and Rhea's continuous homoerotic burning chemistry. The way that Liv hugged Rhea after this match, you can't make this shit up. So overall, this was a meh last match before WrestleMania.
Good, not bad.
I really wish that we were still stuck in the friend zone with the 24/7 championship. Reggie proposed to Dana Brooke in backstage, and Dana accepted. And apparently, Tozawa heard about Reggie's plan to propose, decided to suit himself up, and propose to Tamina too, and Tamina says yes too! What the heck is going on here? I did love when Tozawa licked the ring to shove it into Tamina's finger. That was really cute, but what in the world is going on? You know, I mean, I wouldn't be mad if we get like a double wedding ceremony at WrestleMania where we see Tamina and Dana in like beautiful wedding gowns. Wait, actually that sounds pretty epic. I actually really love the idea. And of course the craziness will happen like any WWE wedding. And let's just hope for the best. So for my big hopes and dreams, I'm gonna give this Stratified, giving all the good vibes. Moving on to the Raw Women's Championship storyline, Bianca looked damn good with that side hair piece. She looked so beautiful, and Bianca said that Becky is threatened by her, and since SummerSlam, Becky tried everything in her book to take her down, but then she was able to come back strong every time. And at WrestleMania, she'll finally defeat Becky Lynch, who's out of her tricks to put EST down. And following this strong promo, Becky actually tries to sneak attack Bianca with a steel chair, again trying to take her down with a trick, but then Bianca clocked Becky, but Becky was able to lay Bianca out with the steel chair and tries to cut Bianca's braids with scissors, but EST reverses, hit her with the huge KOD, and cut Becky's hair instead. I have to say, Bianca was pretty merciful, didn't cut it too short, and was actually kind of cute. It was actually cute EST. But seriously, yes, the fury from Becky was really, really awesome to see. There is like definitely burning fire in her. The storytelling of Bianca, who was able to defeat Becky's last big trick to take away Bianca's most iconic braid, was really, really good touch heading into WrestleMania. So props to both Bianca and Becky for building great story going into WrestleMania, and I can't wait to see what magic they bring in the ring. I'm so stressed. I want to take this moment to thank our friends at Dossier for making this video happen. Yes, we've been collabing with Dossier since last year, and I really love working with them so much. So my favorite fragrance is this spicy vetiver inspired by Terre d'Hermès by Hermès, and it smells like heaven. It's complex, woody, aromatic, green, and sometimes slightly smoky. And I even recently gifted this to my date because he really likes how I smell, so I said, well, you can smell me all the time now. They also have a candle line. My favorite is this one, Florental Vanilla. What's great about Dossier though is that they burst the price bubble of designer fragrances and they make it affordable for everyone, saying yes to smelling good, no to overpaying. I also love that they focus on sustainability with eco-friendly packaging with no plastic use. And it's 100% risk-free in that you can test out the fragrance, and if you don't like it, you can get the full return in 30 days. Dossier provided us with 10% discount just for Ring the Bell family, so you can use discount code 10RingTheBell when you check out. They also have 20% welcome offer, which means means you can get up to 30% off the purchase. They also have a new payment method that lets you earn store credit. Select catch at the last step of check and you earn $10 bonus credit and get rewarded with 10% store credit on every order. Thank you again, Dossier. On NXT, we saw Women's Dusty Rose Tag Team Classic Finals, Wendy Choo and Dakota Kai versus Io Shirai and KLR. I gotta say, I'm utterly bitter about the result, but I did really love this match. Io, KLR, and Dakota, we already know that they're workhorses, but here I really think Wendy Choo proved herself to be more than just a fun gimmick, but a great performer as a whole. I love the spot where she blocks Io's 6'9" to Dakota with her pillow. Her timing and performance were all on point. At the end of the match, Dakota and Wendy almost took the win when they hit their double stomp and Vader bomb combo, but Io saves the day with the huge missile dropkick. Then they hit Wendy with the KLR bomb and Moonsault moonsault for the victory in 10-minute match. Absolutely great match. I recommend watching this match for sure, but the promo that came after it pissed me off so much. So the Toxic Attraction comes in to interrupt the celebration, and Io and KLR says that they're gonna use the right to challenge for the tag team championship to challenge Mandy Rose for her singles title instead, saying the big you to the tag championship. Like, we been knew that Io and KLR are single star, not tag team stars. So I don't know why we had to give them the Dusty Tag Team Tournament win, and it literally took them no time during their tag tournament finale celebration to actively on the tag title. I know the logistics. Yes, WWE was probably concerned about giving the takeover match to just Mandy and Cora Jade, but I just think that there was generally a better way to book this all. So as much as I love this match, this put a damn towel on this whole situation. I'm gonna say, girl,
Girl,
Indy and Persia's messy storyline continues with their men. They bicker backstage about who's the better couple again. Persia said Index is out and Doja is in. And I'm like, what the hell is Doja? Anyway, both of their men lose in their matches, and they basically make up during a digital exclusive segment. Really? Like, this is very anticlimactic wrap of their feud. We also got a singles match between Elektra Lopez and Fallon Henley. Fallon recently won a match from Tiffany Stratton because of the Soray's distraction. It seems like she's got this Nydia/Audrey Marie vibes going, and she's now teamed up with Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs, who I guess they don't have storyline with Kaden and Casey anymore. Not much of a match, but Fallon did great as an underdog, and Elektra was a great powerhouse in this match. We see guys outside brawl, which I think this will eventually go into the 6-person tag match. And at the end of the match, Elektra Lopez picks up the win with the Blue Thunder Bomb in 4 minutes. This match was okay.
good, not bad.
On AEW Dynamite, we got quite a few women's appearances. We first saw Ty Conti along with Sammy Guevara in a promo, and it was all over the internet. I just want to say I love Ty. I interviewed her right after her WWE release, and I'm very proud of her achievements since then. But at the same time, I'm not a PDA person. So this type of very open parading of love makes me a little uncomfortable. That's my personal issues. Basically, Dan Lambert kisses on the TNT title, which used to be Sammy's, and then Sammy and Ty tell him,
"We now live in your mouth too."
"Oh, we all over the belt, so you're just kissing my And I'm like, what the hell? I think a lot of cringe stuff that happened in AEW this week, they were very self-explanatory. I don't need to say much about it. I'm just gonna say, girl,
Girl,
yeah, as a society, let's not do that to a shared item. And then another segment that caught everyone's eyes, and I think AEW ended up pulling down clips from this segment from social media. It was Thunder Rosa's championship celebration segment, and even before the celebration happened, even before our new champion even spoke, Vickie Guerrero interrupted, and this happened.
You can take your fake green card, strike the backstroke, and return back to Mexico!
I got my citizenship in the state of Texas, and that's what I'm gonna tell you.
Again, pretty self-explanatory, but I do want to explain a bit more on why I think was bad. It's because this was for cheap heat. If you're going to bring some racism elements into your storyline, make it count. Make it into a valid storyline arc where we see the hero overcome it. For example, the Mickie James storyline. It's not about racism or xenophobia like this, but it was about bullying and unrealistic women's body image. Yes, Lay could bully the out of Mickie James for weeks, but look at me. I said look at me!
This is what a real woman looks like.
And at the end, Mickie proved to the bullies that she is sexy and powerful as her authentic self, becoming the champion. There was a payoff that was really empowering. Here, AEW is using this fake green card and go back to Mexico line, which is a terrible stereotype for Latinx community, just to get the cheap heat out of the crowd. And especially after Thunder Rosa's first appearance since her huge championship match and the emotional victory, I think this really cheapens everything. After this moment, we see Nyla Rose attack Thunder Rosa from the back, seemingly making her the next #1 contender. This segment was a big no for me.
Girl.
We also got a singles match between Layla Hirsch and Red Velvet. Apparently this is a rubber match where Layla and Red each got one victory. This match starts out pretty good, but I think it was one of their day off. You know, I love both these performers, but things just kind of got clunky. By the end of the match, we see basically the same shit happen, where Layla rolls outside and pulls out the turnbuckle per usual, which is taken away by the referee, but she hit another one in her gear, and she uses that to knock Red Velvet out for a pin in 6-minute match. Post-match beatdown and Statlander runs in for a save. Love me some women's mid-card storyline, especially coming from AEW. That said, the story has stalled at the same place for the last 3-4 weeks. Also, I think Layla's heel turn severely grounded her moveset, but some of the aerial moves were what really made her stand out among the grapplers. And usually losing flashy moves during heel turn are balanced out by gaining flashy heel characters, but I don't think that's the case here. Anyhow, let's please progress the storyline. I'll say this match was okay.
Good. Not bad.
Impact Wrestling time, we saw some fun segments with the Influence as we continue to question Caleb Decay's loyalty. Tennille Dashwood invited Caleb Decay to her All About Me talk show to confront Caleb on it, and he dodges the questions and run away, where he then runs into Madison Rain's locker room talk. Madison tried to force Caleb into doing a lie detector test, and he runs away again. I gotta say, this is where Madison and especially Tennille excel at. It told great story of Caleb's potential spy storyline, and it was just fun. I do have to say though, this is the amount of comedy and character work I need from inspiration too, so let's step it up ladies, I'm satisfied. And then we saw the main event, Knockout Championship, Philly Street Fight, Mickie James versus Knockouts champion Tasha Steelz. And this match was really fun. Mickie James recently did a hardcore match with Deonna Purrazzo, which was pretty down and dirty. There were a lot that Mickie did in that match, so I wonder if she can do another street fight. But why did I even bother questioning the Queen Mickie James? She came in with amazing action, amazing spots. I loved when she rolled Tasha down the ramp in a trash can. The steel chain spots were brutal, and of course Savannah Evans was brought into many spots to make things super interesting. Later in the match, we witnessed Mickie James versus the table. Cause damn, that table was not breaking. Mickie powerbombed Savannah into the table, but it didn't break, and then Mickie was pushed into it, didn't break again. She looked so pissed about it, and she sure did let out her frustration on Savannah with the wild trash can spot. The match then had this huge swerve when Chelsea Green, Mickie James' best friend, ran in with a chair when both Savannah and Tasha were attacking Mickie, trying to save her, but she actually decided to just sit there and watch them attack Mickie and defeat her to retain the Knockouts Championship. After the match, Mickie slaps Chelsea and Chelsea slaps back, and then Matt Cardona comes in to attack Mickie, helping his wife. Okay, I like this work, but can I say I think they picked the apple before it fully ripe? Don't you guys agree? Chelsea and Mickie just started becoming best friends on screen for like a month or two maybe, so this turn didn't shock me as much as it should. And logically, if she's gonna turn, Chelsea didn't really gain anything from being Mickie's best friend, because she didn't even get the championship opportunity from her. She wasn't like a psycho fan of Mickie like how Mickie was to Trish. I'm just a bit unclear about why she turned already. And I think the reveal of her faking the wrist injury too, she didn't gain anything from faking it. And the turn itself of her just running out to sit there was also pretty anticlimactic. I just have many whys. I still liked it, and maybe it's a good thing. I want to know reason why she turned, but I wonder if they could have just savored Chelsea's friendship and fake injury more for a bigger turn and bigger reveal. But again, I'm still gonna say I'm satisfied with the whole match.
Hi there, Ring the Bell fans. It is the interdimensional Shiro Moxie Molly, and after a short unplanned break, I am here again to discuss all things that are NWA Women's Division. Since we last met, we did see the annual NWA Crockett Cup, where we were graced with the presence of 2 ladies matches. The first of which was the NWA World Women's Tag Championship champions, the Hex, with Allison Kay and Marty Bell going against our heel team of Kenzie Page and Ella Envy that commentary alluded to calling themselves Pretty Empowered. This match was high impact with lots of combinations and everything you expect from a pay-per-view women's tag match. My personal favorite moment was Kenzie Page pottering out while the ref was distracted and her partner Ella Envy rolling in to try to pull off a twin magic. The match ended with the Hex of Allison Kay and Marty Bell pulling off their so-called tag team move, Hex Marks the Spot, and ultimately retaining the NWA World Women's Tag Championship. Stratisfied. Next up for the NWA World Women's Championship, what would have been a doubles match between Camille and Kylie Rae ended up being a triple threat, adding Chelsea Green. Chelsea used the influence of Mr. Cardona to insert herself into the match, being our heel, Kylie, our fan favorite, being our face, and Camille once again playing the tweener. Kylie Rae in the middle of the ring, standing as tall as she possibly could, with Camille coming behind her and lurking behind her, just so you could see Camille's size difference and how much of a beast in the best way Camille's stature is. Another key moment was Kylie Rae with her crossface, first attempting it just on Chelsea Green, getting Camille down with a drop toe hold, and locking both ladies that almost won her the match. At the end of the match, with all the ladies down, Camille up first, comes in with a spear, pins, and retains her NWA World Women's Championship. No titles changing hands at NWA Crockett Cup. All in all, Stratisfied. Next up, this week's NWA Power, where the NWA Women's Tag Team Championship was on the line once again when Allison Kay and Marty Bell, the Hex and champions, took on Genocide and Paola Blaze, who happened to be managed by Taryn Terrell. Commentary telling us that Taryn Terrell berated Billy Corgan until he allowed this match and the stipulation that if Paola and Jenna do not win, they cease being partners, tag partners. Overall, very happy with this match, in which it ended Paola Blaze blind tagging Genocide so she could come in and take the pin on Marty Bell. Marty Bell flips it, pins her, and retains the win for the NWA Women's Championship, the team of Allison Kay and Marty Bell. It was rocky, but overall, I was stratisfied.
AEW Rampage was a quick squash match from Nyla winning a match from a jobber in a minute. Just good old-fashioned squash match. Did its job, I'm stratisfied. I wonder though, if it's time for us to experiment with Nyla Rose's face turn. I know Monster Heel is probably a safe choice with Nyla, but she's genuinely such a lovable person. She's so funny, like she's hilarious. One of the funniest in the business. And I think she's got an empowering story to tell of her own, so I want to see her as a babyface, but that's just my personal opinion. Let's go to SmackDown, and Ronda Rousey is really testing my ESL skills. Ronda came out to cut a promo, and I literally don't know what the hell she's talking about.
You can call me your new women's SmackDown champion. SmackDown women's champion? Why do we even have to say women in any way?
I'm like fine with making mistakes, but later she was talking about how Charlotte wants to be her, she's a Barbie doll, and then how Ronda broke her arm since she was a kid, and now she actually likes it. Literally make no sense. To a point, I think it's hurting their feud. And Charlotte not being able to be there in person and zooming in also didn't help. I'm gonna say I'm Confucius. I'm just so baffled because this is not WWE's first time working with Ronda. They know her weakness and her forte, and where she's strong. So I don't know why they keep putting her in the circumstances where we're seeing her weaknesses, and it's definitely hurting their build to Mania. On the brighter side, we saw a fatal four-way match, Sasha Banks, Rhea Ripley, Carmella, and Queen Zelina. So the Mania Tag Team Championship match used up their one storyline they had, which was Carmella and Zelina's shaky relationship, in one night by having them break up and make up on Raw. But they sure are making me hyped about this match by delivering great matches after great matches, especially at the end, from Sasha Banks' double bank statement to Rhea and Shayna's Karafuda clutch and Zelina's code red to Sasha. That was all super wild, and at the end, Sasha Banks picks up the win from Zelina with the bank statement in 9-minute match. match. This was a really fun, action-packed match. Sasha continues, and she just continues and continues to deliver with how innovative she can get with the bank statement. By the way, I just made a compilation video with all the super finishes, which included Sasha's double bank statement here, so please go check it out. I'll say I was very satisfied with this match. Thank you so much for joining in for this week's review. I will be in Dallas for WrestleMania this weekend. It's my first WrestleMania. I'm so excited. I'll be at WrestleCon for most of the time. WrestleMania with God TV for sure, so if you see me, please come say hi. I'd love to meet you all. And I Insta story a lot, so to see what the heck I'm doing, where I am, follow me at DShin on Instagram and ring the bell DS on Twitter, and I'll see you next time. Bye!